So one very important aspect and a very powerful tool in real estate is public records. We use public records for quite a few things, not just to get information on properties, but also to get information on the motivation of the homeowner. So let's say that you're looking at properties that are in pre-foreclosure. We're utilizing the public records knowing that they have a lawsuit for foreclosure, meaning they stopped paying on their mortgage, so that could possibly be a sign for motivation. But how do we find this information? So first, you want to think about the different sources of public records. The property appraiser site is the main public record that we use to just get basic information on the property itself. Who's on title, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, when the year was built, what the last sales were, what the taxes are that they're paying. So if you're going to utilize public record, you're going to want to first understand exactly who's on title to the property and utilizing that so that you can use that for the clerk of courts, which is where we find their foreclosure case. Now, you can use their name to do the search, or if you have a program like REIFax, which is what I use, REIFax, if a property is facing foreclosure, will populate the case number for that property. So you can take that case number, or you can take the exact spelling of their name. And remember, if it's John Smith, there's going to be a lot of John Smiths. So maybe in the property appraiser's site, either on title or in the recorded deed, you might have a middle initial that you might need to use to make sure that you're looking for the right John Smith. So when you go into the clerk of courts, the first thing that you're going to want to do is register. It's free. It also sounds good when you're talking to your homeowners that you're registered with the clerk of courts, but it also keeps you from having to go through that CAPTCHA puzzle where you have to select all the pictures that have traffic lights or buses in them. So once you register, then you can take the information, whether you're using the name on title of the homeowner, which remember, when you put it into public record, it's usually going to be last name first, first name last, or if you have their case number, now you can pull up their foreclosure case. And if you're using their name, it's going to pull up traffic violations and all other type of civil cases. You're just going to want to look for the one that says that it's a mortgage foreclosure case of a bank versus John Smith. So once you find that information, now you can go in and you can see, who the parties are, who the defendant is, which is the homeowner, and if there's any other people that are attached to that case. You can find out who the plaintiff is, who is actually the mortgage servicing company in this foreclosure that is that's initiating the foreclosure. You can see who the judge is, and you can also see who the attorneys are and their contact information for representing plaintiffs and defendants. Now, if your defendant, your homeowner, doesn't have an attorney, now keep in mind, not all information is always populated readily. This is put in by the clerk of courts and put in by human beings, so it's never 100% guarantee. But if they don't have an attorney that has been filed in the clerk of courts and shows that they're being represented, then most likely they don't have an attorney. And you can use that information as well when you go and talk to your homeowner. Now, when you're looking at the cases themselves, you can look at actually each individual motion and everything that's filed. You can click on it, you can download it, you can print it. I use that so that I can print it out, take it to my homeowner, show that to them, or email it to them if we're just starting to talk or text, if I haven't met the homeowner yet, to create that relationship, create that rapport. Now you're educating them with what's going on with their foreclosure case. Just be aware that other cases, like a probate case where someone passes away and you're looking in public record, you're not going to be able to see the same documentation and things like you might see in a foreclosure case. The documents are locked usually in a probate because there might be sensitive information. And if you're in a foreclosure case and the documents are locked, it's because that homeowner might be a federal agent, police officer. Sometimes they'll keep those records sealed. So utilizing that public record is really going to help you in everything that you're doing, especially finding that motivated level of your homeowner, where if that case just started, maybe they're not that motivated, but maybe you look at another homeowner's foreclosure case and they're at the very end, they have a sale date, they have a final judgment that you can actually print out and show that homeowner that their house is going to be sold at the public auction in the next 60 days. That's very powerful to use in your arguments to create that motivation if it's not there already with your homeowners. So that's the way you want to utilize your public records, your property appraiser site, your clerk of courts, and even tax records as well. If it's a property that's behind on taxes, you can use that information to show them exactly how much is owed. And if there's a tax deed sale coming up, again, you can take that documentation, print that out, show that to your homeowners. So it's a very powerful tool using public records to create and help create motivation behind your homeowners to get those deals.